Hi, my name is Aine Cronin-McCartney and you're very welcome to join me on Your Steps TV. Today I'm joined by Tony Wright, also known as Verse Chorus Verse.
Hello.
Tony, you played Belfast last night and today you're playing Derry, the only time this summer. How much do you enjoy being able to come back to Northern Ireland to play?
I love it because I still kind of live here, but I'm voluntarily homeless at the minute. I've kind of just made myself that. I took that decision just for my house in Belfast got sold, and I decided to just to go and abuse my friends' goodwill and like sofas and spare rooms for a while, because since I'm just away touring so much and doing festivals and things like that, so I thought it made sense fiscally to do that. But yeah, I love coming back, and it's just such a shame that I haven't done more gigs in Northern Ireland. I think I've definitely played England more than I've played Northern Ireland, which is crazy. England and Scotland, but that'll all change.
Well, I hope so. Just talking about England, you're just finished touring the UK with 9 Black Alps. How did the tour go?
Yeah, it was great. Like I did 3 weeks by myself before that, and then 2 weeks with those guys, and it was great. But like I was first on, and then there was a band called Brawlers on. You should check out Brawlers. And 9 Black Alps as well. Brawlers are a new band, they're really, really cool, and as 9 Black Alps are as well. But it's weird because people are coming in expecting a rock gig, and they see this little, red-headed Irishman on stage with an acoustic guitar, and you can see them going, "Oh no," expecting, sort of like weepy kind of ballads to come out and things like that. But I managed to kind of pull them in and like sort of convince them that that wasn't my shtick. And get them all into it. It was great, but I had a really good time and made a lot of new fans.
I hope so anyway. Your debut album, Verse Chorus Verse, has been described as raw and deeply literary, and you've been compared to the likes of Neil Young and Springsteen. Is this always the direction you wanted to take your music, or did it just naturally take its own direction?
Oh, those are big. They're big like totems of songwriting, like big oak trees. I'm just a little sapling, It was kind of that album was almost like a love letter to the albums I used to hear in the backseat of my parents' car when I was a kid. And it was like Neil Young and Springsteen and Dylan and things like that, and so it was kind of like a love letter to those albums. It's weird because I didn't really even know kind of exactly how the songs were going to form and take shape and things like that, But once working with producer, working with Ian Archer, like he kind of helped me mold them and craft them, and there was some of them I had a very rigid idea of how I wanted them to sound, and other ones I was much more open to, collaboration, things like that. And Ian was fantastic and kind of, nudging me in the right direction, making suggestions here and there, like for changes. But yeah, like Neil Young would probably be like my all-time hero. I love that guy. He's amazing. It's like a surrogate dad.
So it's always a compliment to be compared to people like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I don't think I deserve it at all. Like those guys, as I say, are giant oak trees of songwriting, and I'm merely like a little kind of. I'm just starting to grow.
Is that where you would take your inspiration for your songwriting from people like Neil Young, Springsteen, and Dylan?
No, I kind of like. Well, I guess like in certain ways, like they're inspiring, you know what I mean. But yeah, I like how like Neil Young in particular just always dumbfounded people's expectations. Like he would just like release an album like Harvest, it was a beautiful like country kind of folk record, and then the next record he releases Tonight, it's this noisy like tequila sort of like noise thing, and I love that, I like people keep the audience on their toes, Like there's that great story about Neil Young that he came out like he was playing just before Tonight's the Night came out, and was the biggest star in the US and Canada and stuff, and went out and played, and everyone was expecting to play Harvest, but he came out and just started with all these songs that we had heard, and it was all really noisy and like just real like feedback, experimental, and just incredible, but that wasn't what the audience were expecting, so they all started booing him and stuff. And he was like, hold on. If you just sit and listen, we'll come out and we'll play songs that you've heard before. And so everyone was like, okay, and then they got into it and cheered. he left, and for like when he came back over the encore, he just played the exact same set again. It was like songs you've heard before.
Well, it's just like you're straight Neil Young then shocking his audience. Obviously people were quite surprised in the new direction you took with your music. How has the reaction been to the change?
Mostly good. You know, there's definitely a few kind of naysayers and things like that. You know, just to be expecting, that's fine. You know, you can't please everybody all the time. You know, but you know, I've always kind of wanted to do. I've always done what I've wanted to do. You know what I mean? And that kind of, I don't think it would work any other way.
Yeah.
If I started trying to like please other people all the time, I just wouldn't have the same heart in it. You know, for me, like it wouldn't be me. Like all like really like musicians and artists, like poets, and like I look up to and things like that, or people that remain true to themselves and their own kind of like artistic vision. You know, but gosh, like a prick. But you know what I mean? It's like it's. I know there was definitely a few people going, what the guy from the instrumental pop rock noise band is now singing and playing acoustic guitar. Like I think quite a lot of people probably when they first heard me sing were like, oh, so that's why they were instrumental. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still learning. You know, I'm still kind of like just like learning every day. It's great, you know, because what is there in life if you just stay still? It's good to grow.
Mm-hmm. For New Year album, you worked alongside Pledge Music and Third Bar Artist Development. How important do you feel this was to the success of your album?
Those get like Third Bar in particular, because it was Third Bar that suggested like the Pledge thing and things like that. But like Davey Matcha, the Third Bar was just so good to me. Like it was strange how that relationship started, because I'd left. I walked into his office the day it had been announced that I'd left the band, even though I'd already left like a month or whatever at that point, by the time there was a statement made and stuff like that. And in a cruel twist of fate, it was in a cruel fist of twit. In a cruel twist of fate, it was Belfast like culture night, and I was out busking. So I was out busking, and like news was filtering out that I'd left the band, and so all these people walking by go, poor guy, like he's just like busking now, like and nobody had ever seen me do anything like that before, you know. And some people were giving me a bit of grief about it, you know. Like there was some nasty people saying I had killed the scene, and I was like, I wish it was that important. But I don't. But yeah, I kind of like went into the OES Centre in Belfast, and it was teeming, and Davey saw me, and he just kind of went, do you want to sit down, do you want a bit of peace and quiet? I was like, yeah. And went up the stairs like into his office, and he went and got a couple of beers and walked back up, and was just like, how you doing? It was just like really good to me, and like, you know, someone to take my mind off things. Yeah. And I played him some demos that I had, just of like early sort of verse chorus verse stuff, because it started when I was still in the band, as a kind of like side thing. And he heard those, and he was like, it's great, I really think there's something here to kind of develop. And he gave me that confidence, you know, to pursue it and really like go for it and things like that, you know. And then he suggested the Pledge thing to try and like help aid the album coming out, and to give it like a proper kind of shot out there, like to give it legs, to try and get it out there. And like we did 114% by the end of it, which was just insanely good, you know. It was like there were 3 days to go, and I was just blown away. It was so humbling, you know, because the solo path or whatever can be quite lonely at times, and you know, when doubts can creep in, but then when everybody kind of pulled together because of like kind of support and belief in what I was doing, it was amazing. It was really cool.